The amazing world of NBA 2K mods. I've wanted to do this video for some time now, but got kinda busy this year. Also, I was modding when the game first came out, or I was installing mods when the game first came out, so as you'll know, if you mod any game or if you take place in anything like that, mods are always a little bit rough around the edges when the game first releases. However, as I make this video, we currently have less than 2 months until the release of NBA 2K20, so there's some really great things I can show you here. There's some really great things that I found out how to do that I didn't necessarily know how to do in September, and I just wanted to come here and make a quick video showing you all the things that are possible, how you can do them, and just kind of introduce you guys into the world of NBA 2K on PC, just in case you've been thinking about getting a PC or are wondering why you would ever play 2K on a PC. Alright, so first things first, because I'm going to show you all the ugly stuff and how it actually works, like, you know, intertwined in the video or maybe even after this stuff. I want to show you all the pretty stuff first, or at least what I think is pretty. Here are NBA 2K19 graphic mods, and graphic mods, there is just so many. So the way it works is you can download people's graphic mods off of certain sites. You can pretty much mix graphic mods because there's so many attributes of it, like the lighting of the core, whether you want fog or not, how shiny you want it. Some mods are too bright. This is basically the mod I've settled on, and it may be ugly to some of you, and some of you might think this shit is dope. Just in case you needed a comparison, here is what NBA 2K19 that you've been playing all year looks like, and here it is with the mods. As you can see, the Boston Celtics court is a lot more accurate because that is one of the mods that I did. I did HD courts, so you can see a lot of the parquet. And so there's a couple of things going on here. Of course, you have the actual rim and the net itself, which, yes, that is a mod. There's literally a file that you replace called net inside of the NBA 2K mods folder, which I will get to a little bit later. This really just comes down to preference. Obviously, they have so many different variations of nets. They have like long and skinny ones. They've got ones that are like a deeper white color. This is just what I settled on with this mod because a lot of the times they come with the mod and you try to make it all match. I have the basketball. There is a file literally for the basketball. And what I've done here is because I was thinking about doing some type of playoff tournament, I actually installed the mod for the 2019 NBA Finals ball. So if you look here, the ball is pretty detailed. It has the trophy on there. This is the ball I guess they used in the NBA Finals. So if I was going to do a video set, I guess it would only make sense to actually use it for the finals, but I just thought it was pretty dope, and I always mod the ball. I always find a basketball that is more detailed than the one that they give us in the actual game. But then perhaps my favorite part is the crowd. If you look at the crowd, you will notice a difference that they are all actually wearing team gear and not just generic gear. So you look right here, the guy has the Magic Johnson jersey on. This guy is wearing a Kyrie jersey. You see some Hayward jerseys back there. These guys have Celtic sweaters on. Okay, I have not seen any signs actually pop up yet, but this is a crowd mod. I cannot remember exactly who I downloaded it from. I will probably have all this stuff linked in the comment section and the description, but it basically just gives you a way more detailed and lifelike crowd. So when they hold like posters and they hold like big heads up, it'll look more realistic and less generic than what you actually get in the game, but that mostly applies to the gear, as you can see. I'll probably have like a comparison of what you actually have in like the PlayStation 4 and console releases, because to my memory, I'm pretty sure the jerseys do not have numbers for whatever reason. You can even mod what's going on the sidelines over here. These are called Dornas, and I don't believe I have these modded right now, but if you're running like a My League or a My GM throughout the season, you can have like realistic Dornas, more comparable to what you would actually see in real life rather than seeing a bunch of like VC advertisements and whatnot. So as far as the actual graphics mod, that's kind of it. One complaint that people have with these mods is that sometimes the players end up looking like really ripped. That is not the mod I have installed right now. I think the players all look pretty good, but there is some like, it's mostly when you put fog on the courts. When you put fog on the courts, you'll have Gordon Hayward looking like the Hulk. Their arms will be really veiny and really ripped, even if they're not that way in real life. And looking at the players takes us into cyberfaces. Cyberfaces are pretty much the most important thing as far as like realism and graphics in any given year in NBA 2K. Especially if you've watched D-Brown Shinhan videos, you know that cyberfaces can come out looking very ratchet. But luckily we've got modders like Razor, who was a guy that NBA 2K actually hired this year, so the cyberfaces at least should come out looking really dope for NBA 2K20. However, for this year he was doing some mods for faces, and I have some of them installed. I installed this LeBron James cyberface a really long time ago, so I cannot remember if it is Razor's or not, but I think it looks really good and accurate. So if I can get a comparison of what LeBron James looks like here in the cyberface that I have installed versus what he actually looks like in the console releases, in most cases you'll see that the modders have done a better job. And cyberfaces end up opening like a whole new world up to you if you ever get into this. That's how you're gonna get guys like Charles Barkley, Reggie Miller. As a matter of fact, let me show you that. Yes, as you see here, I'm running with Charles Barkley and a pretty detailed model for him to never have been, or for him to only ever have been in 1-2K. So this is what you unlock in the world of cyberfaces. There is Barkley here, there's the entire 93 Suns team here, and then would you look at that, a Tracy McGrady that does not look like an alien. Cyberfaces literally open you up to an entire different world, which is what I have right here. As you can see, there are a lot of teams that are in my game that are never going to be in 2K. Got the 03 Washington Wizards, 07 Lakers, cause I don't know who'd ever want to use them, but they're there. The 97 Rockets with Barkley, Drexler, and Hakeem Olajuwon. Possibilities are basically endless with cyberfaces. So cyberfaces are what ends up saving a team like the 04 Pistons, who you can't really even use in 2K this year, cause I believe they're missing Mehmet Okur, Rasheed Wallace, and they're missing Tayshaun Prince this year. But Rasheed Wallace has never been a part of the 04 Pistons as long as they've been a classic team. So what would happen here is I would download a roster from a modder. On the website, he tells you the name of the roster. Guys like Rasheed Wallace sometimes will have blank cyberfaces, so they'll just be like a 2K generic player that will have all of his attributes. That's when you just go find a Rasheed Wallace cyberface on the internet somewhere. And again, I'll go through that stuff at the end. Then you just drag and drop those files into the modded folder, which again I will show, and you end up with all these guys. You probably noticed that Chris Bosh was not actually in the game this year because I guess they did not strike a deal to be able to use his likeness, but his file was in the game. That was pretty easy for modders to find and bring forth, and hey, look at that, now you can actually use the 2013 Miami Heat. So this guy, his Facebook page is called NBA 2K Mods by Enter the Void. He's left a link right here, which it was very difficult to access, but after some work I finally got to Miles Morales, so I am going to download it. And this is where I'm going to kind of teach you what's going on the fly. So he has left me a PNG file and a face file. They have the letters X behind them because we are going to be replacing a useless cyberface in the game. So check this out, I have a couple tools here. So here I have actually accessed my NBA 2K19 folder. You can see in the Steam apps. And within the folder, because I have already installed the mod, I will leave a link to the actual tutorial video to show you how to do that. I have the modded folder right here, and this is where all your modded files go so that you don't actually mess up the game, because if you mess up the original files, you pretty much have to reinstall everything. So these are the files that I have replaced. See, it's in the modded folder, these are the PNGs, and then you have some face files up here. So now what I'm gonna wanna do is, there's a tool that I downloaded right here. It is a 2K Cyberface lookup tool. So with the 2K Cyberface lookup tool, it allows me to look up a full list of the actual numbers, their Cyberface ID. So in other words, if I'm going to mod the game files, I'm going to know which player I'm actually modding. As you see right here, I see Vince Carter's face ID is 110. But I want to replace somebody that I'm not going to miss. Somebody that I can find rather easily and somebody that I'm not going to miss. So for instance, at the moment, I'm not going to miss Jeremy Lin. I have no plans to really use him right now. And plus, I can just replace him if need be. So I see that his Cyberface ID is 4671, so that's who I'm going to want to replace here. So now I simply take these files, I drag them onto my desktop. So then I'm just going to replace the X's with the actual number. Okay, so now that I've done that, I'm just going to take these files and I'm going to drop them into the modded folder. So this way, actually, if I ever want Jeremy Lin back, all I have to do is find these files, 4761, and I'll just delete them. That'll give me Jeremy Lin right back. But now they're in the modded folder, so 2K is going to read them. It's going to read Jeremy Lin's face as the actual Spider-Man, or at least that's how it's supposed to work. And our first attempt is a failure. That is more like something you would find out of Area 51. Yeah, no, that is not Miles Morales. I have no clue what happened here. Next. Alright, and as it would turn out, I was able to get LaMelo Ball through the exact same process that I tried with Miles Morales. I'm not sure why Miles came out glitched, but yes, that is LaMelo Cyberface replacing Alonzo Ball. And just a note here also with Cyberfaces, I was able to get Afro Kyrie, but I did that at the beginning of the year. Afro Kyrie was proven garbage, so. And actually, I am an idiot. I noticed as I was editing the video, it was a very simple mistake. The PNG and face file, I had them named wrong. The face file was named 4761. That's exactly why his face came out looking like an alien. So I have now renamed it and it should work now. And let's see, yep, that's all I was missing. I'm glad I made this mistake live so you guys can see. Sometimes when you're modding, it is a very simple mistake that you made. Mine was just having the wrong, having him named wrong in the file. Alright, and there we have it. I have accomplished my goal of one superhero so I can clickbait the shit out of this video. And if you just so happen to want to use Miles Morales in NBA 2K, this modder has answered your prayers. If you're running 2K on the PC, you'll be able to find a page like this. This is on NBA-live.com. This is another place you can get 2K mods. And sometimes people congregate like all the really cool mods that'll make your game better, things you might be looking for. One of the things I'm specifically looking for is the NBA 2K14 Blacktop. Because if you play Blacktop at all, you realize that they messed it up in 2K19. They've been using the same thing since like NBA 2K17, I believe. So I want the 14 Blacktop. And again, very simple. So a fixed lighting file for the rooftop, and then a blacktop dummy floor. Alright, so I actually went with the NBA 2K16 court, I believe this is. I don't see a crowd in this one, but it is actually better than the last time I downloaded it, because last time I downloaded there wasn't even shadows. So this is just one court. If you are sick of using the same court you've been using since 17, you can go back to the one that was in 16, which was much better. So this is what confused me. This is the NBA 2K14 rooftop here. This is what I meant to show the first time. It is actually because here, I didn't look, the size said 0, so that means there's nothing actually in the dummy. This is the one I should have been replacing, so I can take the same name from the NBA 2K16 file that I was just using, rename it, and drop it straight into the modded file, and it's really just that simple. Alright, and as you see, the 2K15 rooftop actually works. Now, with this mod, there's no shadows or anything, so it does look kind of sketchy. You can see here with Giannis and Joel Embiid. But hey, this is about as good as you can hope for, right? If you were just tired of using the same thing we've been using for 3 years, because I personally like the rooftop. They use this in 14 and 15. This is what we entered next gen with, so it's just to mix it up. It's just to give you some options. You can literally just keep the 3 files that came with the mod folder, and you can just replace as you want, and you can play on any court that you want. So that's yet another thing you can accomplish with 2K mods. So you can even change something like the shot meter if you would like to. So here I have the NBA live shot meter, which I don't necessarily like, but I'm gonna get just to show you guys anyways. So inside the file, he has left a couple of things. He's left a GameData.iff, and he has left 3 different releases you can have. So you can have a huge bright release effect, a normal release effect, and a big bright release effect. So my thoughts here are that you would have to use the game data file along with whatever else he has here. So say I want the big bright release, I am going to take the game data file and put it in the modded folder, and I'm also going to take the big bright release and put it in the modded folder. So let's test it. I got Ray Allen here, and voila! I am using the 2011 Celtics against the Reggie Miller Pacers with modded graphics, modded ball, modded crowd, modded court, and a modded shot release. That is just the type of world you can have with NBA 2K mods. Oh yeah, I didn't even mention the TNT scoreboard. I think I failed to mention that. I've gotten so used to it. I probably failed to mention that when I was first playing the game, and I actually like this shot release a little bit better than the curved one we have. I find the straight bar a little bit easier to time, to be honest. Yeah man, that is the basic process for NBA 2K mods, and they really make a world of difference. I think on NBA 2K20 I will probably I'm gonna try to stick with PC because of shit you see right here. Look at this. This is the 2010 Cavaliers, the full roster, Mo Williams and everybody with their attributes, versus the Seattle Supersonics with Ray Allen, Rashard Lewis. I mean, there's just so many opportunities here for videos, for a lot of fun, for a lot more fun than I had this year. I kind of wish that I had been doing this all year. And I'm going to link you to everything you need in the comment section and description if you actually want to follow a tutorial. What I was just trying to do is show you some cool stuff, but at the same time try to show you some of the process of how it actually happens, just so you get the basic idea. And so like if any of you are frightened of trying any of this, 'cause I know sometimes PC it might just look a little bit intimidating or sound like it's a lot of work. Or when you see some videos like Shady's, there's a lot of he makes a lot of amazing mixes with these mods, and you might think it's impossible and something you can't ever get, but if a PC is in your budget, this is actually quite simple. If I had it my way, I will end this last month or so making content with mods, because even just making this video was a lot of fun and it opened my eyes to some things I might be able to do. So if you enjoyed this and you want to see content with NBA 2K mods to wrap up this year, because again we have less than a month left, make sure to hit the like button, comment and sub, show the support. Hit the bell next to my name if you want notifications on future videos. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all on the next one.